In a world that becomes more chaotic every day, you feel like everything is slipping away. Values, time, even your own self. How can you live a meaningful life in a meaningless age? How can you hold on to order when the world rewards disorder? And how can you find your path when everyone is chasing noise? This book is not just advice. It's a psychological and philosophical antidote to collapse, written by a tough, honest thinker, Jordan Peterson. Its title? 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos. A book that blends psychology, philosophy, and deep human experience. A book that doesn't comfort you, but wakes you up. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear is not just a set of rules. It might just be the message that helps you stand tall in the middle of the storm. Rule 1. Stand up straight, like a lobster. Sounds strange, right? What does a lobster have to do with human life? And why would a serious philosophical book start with a sea creature? But this chapter alone can change how you see the deepest part of your life, your self-image. Let's break it down. Lobsters have lived for millions of years, longer than the dinosaurs. They survive in tough environments where they constantly fight over territory, food, and dominance. When a lobster wins a fight, something amazing happens. Its brain chemistry changes. It stands taller, moves more confidently, and is more likely to win again. But the losing lobster? It becomes withdrawn, uncertain, and more likely to keep losing. Here's the shocking part. Humans work the same way. When you feel defeated, your posture collapses. You shrink. You start to lose respect for yourself. And when you stop respecting yourself, others do too. Jordan Peterson puts it clearly. If you want people to respect you, you have to show that you respect yourself first. So how do you start? With something simple. Your posture. Raise your head. Open your chest. Stand like you belong here, like your life has meaning. Even if you don't feel strong yet, act like you do. Why does it matter? Because your body tells your mind how to think. Slouching can lead to sadness, defeat, and fear. Standing tall can build confidence, courage, and hope. The message of Rule 1: the world sees you the way you present yourself. Show strength, even if it starts as an act. Eventually, your mind will catch up. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Stand like a warrior, even when you're afraid. Because the real battle isn't out there. It's inside. Rule 2. Treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Think about this. When someone you love is sick, your child, your friend, even your pet, you make sure they take their medicine. You care for them. You comfort them. But what about you? Do you treat yourself with the same care? A real study showed something shocking. Most people are more likely to give their pets the right medicine than to take their own. Why? Because deep down, they believe they don't deserve the same care. They see themselves as flawed, guilty, broken. They carry shame from the past and judge themselves harshly for every mistake. But Jordan Peterson says, yourself is not your enemy. Yourself is your responsibility. That means you need to care for yourself, not because you're perfect, but because you're human. You deserve healing, growth, and kindness. Here's the truth. You're not supposed to spoil yourself like a child. You're supposed to guide yourself like a good parent. Don't just do what feels easy. Do what your future self will thank you for. Ask yourself each day, what is hurting me right now? What will make me stronger? What path is hard but meaningful? The message behind Rule 2: treat yourself with respect. Care for your body, your mind, your heart, not because you're selfish, but because you matter. Be the one who helps you heal. Rule 3: make friends with people who want the best for you. Take a moment and think about your circle. Who cheers for you when you succeed? And who gets quiet or even uncomfortable when you shine? Jordan Peterson explains that we're shaped more than we realize by the people around us. Some friends lift you up. Others quietly hold you back, especially when you try to change for the better. Not everyone will be happy. In fact, some people might feel threatened by your growth. Why? Because your progress reminds them of their own stagnation. Jordan Peterson says it clearly. If your friends don't want you to be better, they're not your friends. What should you do? Keep company with those who want you to rise, even if it means rising past them. Be around people who believe in you, who remind you of your potential, not your flaws. Let go of those who discourage your dreams, even if they smile to your face. It's better to walk alone toward growth than stay surrounded by those who pull you down. The right friends won't just clap for your success, they'll help you get there. Choose people who support the future you're trying to build. Rule 4: compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. In today's world of social media, everyone's success seems just a scroll away. Perfect photos, big wins, beautiful lives. And you, stuck comparing yourself to it all. You see someone traveling, another buying a new car, someone else hitting a big goal, and suddenly your life feels small. But Jordan Peterson gives us a powerful reminder. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Why? Because comparison with others is a trap. You either feel like you're not enough, or worse, you become arrogant. But when you compare yourself with yourself, that's where true growth begins. Ask yourself simple questions. Am I more focused today than I was yesterday? Did I break one bad habit? Did I try to be a little more honest, kind, or brave? Small wins matter. Progress is personal. Target. Your only real competition is the person in the mirror. Don't chase someone else's timeline. Your journey is your own. So forget the filters, forget the noise. Look at who you're becoming one day at a time. Because the best version of you is built slowly, not instantly. Rule 5. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Parenting is one of the hardest jobs in the world, and yet most people are never trained for it. They go with instinct or repeat what they saw growing up. But here, Jordan Peterson shares a surprising message. Don't let your child do things that make you dislike them. Wait, why would a parent dislike their child? Because over time, when a child keeps misbehaving, being rude, loud, destructive, the parent begins to feel frustrated, then angry, and sometimes even distant. Peterson says, that's dangerous. Because when you, the one who loves them the most, start to pull away, the world will treat them far worse. Children who are not guided gently at home will be rejected harshly by the world. So what's the rule really about? It's not about controlling your child. It's about teaching them how to belong in the world. Tell them to say please and thank you. Set clear boundaries. Show them right from wrong, consistently, not randomly. Because a well-raised child is a joy to be around, not just for you, but for everyone they meet. And when a child learns respect, kindness, and discipline early, they grow into strong, confident, and loved adults. Final thought. Discipline isn't cruelty. It's a form of deep love, the kind that prepares your child for real life. Rule 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. It's easy to look at the world and complain. Corruption, injustice, suffering, everything seems broken. But Peterson asks a hard question. Have you put your own house in order first? Before you blame the system, your boss, or even life itself, have you cleaned your room? Have you made peace with your past? Have you fixed the habits that are silently destroying you? This rule isn't just about a physical house. It's about the internal mess. Anger, laziness, envy, bitterness. Peterson says, don't reorganize the world until you've organized yourself. That's not weakness, that's responsibility. Because when you begin to fix you, your space becomes calmer, your mind becomes clearer, your actions gain strength. And slowly, you stop adding to the world's chaos. You start reducing it. Final thought. Don't wait for the world to become perfect. Build your own corner of order and let that ripple outwards. Rule 7. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. In a fast-paced world, shortcuts are tempting. Do whatever works now. Get quick results. Take the easy path. But Peterson warns us, the easy path often leads to emptiness. Expedience is about pleasing yourself in the moment, lying to avoid conflict, taking credit when you didn't earn it, quitting when it gets hard. But meaning, it's about carrying the weight, choosing the harder road for a deeper reward. Meaning comes when you stay honest, even when lying is easier. You commit, even when it's uncomfortable. You sacrifice because something greater matters more. Meaning isn't glamorous. It demands effort, courage, and time. But it gives back something shortcuts never do: a life worth living. Peterson reminds us, Meaning is what gives life depth. Without it, suffering becomes unbearable. So ask yourself, are you chasing what's quick or what's true? Final thought. The meaningful path won't always feel good, but when life shakes you, it's the only path that holds. Rule 8. Tell the truth, or at least, don't lie. Truth is a heavy word, but Peterson doesn't demand perfection. He simply asks, don't betray what you know to be true. Why does lying harm us? Because every lie creates a split between what we say and what we believe, between who we are and how we act. And over time, we lose ourselves in the gap. At first, the lie seems harmless, a polite nod, a fake, I'm fine. But stack them up day after day, and your life becomes a performance, not a reality. Peterson says, when you lie, you twist the structure of being. You warp your own soul. But truth? It's not just about speaking facts. It's about aligning your words with your values, your outside with your inside. The goal isn't to be brutally honest in every moment. The goal is to stop pretending, especially when it costs you your integrity. How to live this rule? Pause before speaking. Ask, is this really what I believe? If you can't tell the truth, say nothing or speak carefully. Be truthful with yourself first. That's where real change begins. Because in a world of noise and masks, the quiet voice of truth is rare and powerful. Rule 9. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. In a world that rewards speaking louder, being quick to respond, and always having an opinion, Peterson reminds us of something rare and powerful. Listen. Really listen, not to reply, but to understand. Because every person you meet knows something you don't. Their experiences, their pain, their insights could hold keys you're missing. But why is this so hard? Because we often believe we already know enough, or we listen just to prove someone wrong. Or worse, we listen only to validate our own beliefs. But real growth starts when you stop talking and start absorbing. Peterson uses the idea of a therapist. A good therapist doesn't tell you what to do. They listen so deeply that you end up saying things you never realized you believed. In that process, you discover your own truth. The insight here: people often solve their own problems if someone just listens well enough. So, the message: talk less, ask better questions. Be present, not to control the conversation, but to uncover what lies beneath it. Why this rule matters? You become wiser by listening. You earn trust and connection. You stay humble, and humility opens doors arrogance never can. So next time someone speaks, don't rush to teach or fix or compete. Just assume, maybe, just maybe, they know something valuable, and let yourself grow because of it.
Rule 10. Be precise in your speech. Chaos often begins with confusion. Not big disasters, but small moments where we don't say exactly what we mean. We avoid problems. We dance around the truth. We use vague words because clear ones feel uncomfortable. But Peterson warns, what you don't define, you can't fix. What you leave blurry eventually takes control of your life. Think of your life like a room. If you don't clearly see where the mess is, how will you clean it? If your relationship feels wrong, but you don't say what's wrong, it festers. If you're unhappy, but don't say why, the fog grows thicker. Precision in speech is more than grammar or vocabulary. It's the courage to name the dragon before it burns your world. Peterson's deeper message is by speaking clearly, you think more clearly. And by thinking more clearly, you live more powerfully. So, how do you apply this? Don't say everything is fine when it's not. Don't generalize. Say what hurts, why you're angry, or what you need. Don't fear naming the problem. That's the first step to solving it. Because the truth, when spoken precisely, is your shield against chaos. Rule 11. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. At first glance, this rule sounds odd. Why mention skateboarding? But Jordan Peterson is pointing to something deeper, the natural need for risk, growth, and challenge. When a child is skateboarding, falling, getting up, trying again, they're not just playing, they're building courage. They're learning balance, not just physical, but emotional and mental. When you rush in to protect them too soon, you're not keeping them safe, you're stealing their growth. The bigger idea, don't protect people from life itself. Let them fall, let them learn. Even if it's messy, it's necessary. Peterson believes overprotection leads to fragile adults, people who can't handle failure, who blame others, who never develop strength because they were never allowed to test it. He puts it this way, we make people safe not by protecting them from the world, but by preparing them to face it. So whether it's your child, your friend, or even yourself, don't be so afraid of discomfort that you shut the door on growth. Takeaway from Rule 11. Let people take risks. They build character. Struggle isn't the enemy. It's often the teacher. Intervene only when necessary, not to prevent learning. Real strength is built in chaos, not comfort. Rule 12. Pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. It might sound like the simplest rule, but it holds some of the book's deepest wisdom. Petting a cat? Why? Because life is hard. It's filled with stress, pain, and unexpected chaos. And in the middle of that, sometimes beauty appears, quietly, softly. A cat on the street, a child's laughter, a ray of sunlight, the smell of coffee, a peaceful moment. These small moments, Peterson argues, are not trivial. They are what anchor us. They remind us that not everything is pain, that there's still grace in the world. In one of the most personal parts of the book, Peterson talks about his daughter's serious illness, how during that dark time, a simple encounter with a gentle cat gave him a moment of peace, a breath, a pause. It didn't fix the pain, but it reminded him that he was still alive and that there was still beauty. The deeper message, you can't control everything. Life will overwhelm you at times, but instead of falling into despair, train your eyes to see the good even when it's small. Don't rush through every moment. Sometimes stop, look around, and let something beautiful sink in.